Hi guys, it's Ellen and today I have a new scrapbook layout to share with you. So I'm working with Cocoa Vanilla Studio these days, and I am using a cut file for the first time. Hey Little Magpie, which is where I get all of my scrapbook collections from, now do physical cut files that you can buy, which is perfect for me because I don't have a cutting machine. So I have bought one of them that just says "just lovely." I've cut it up a little bit. It was all in one row with a heart in the middle, but because I scrap in a 4 size, that wouldn't fit. So I've just cut off the heart and then layered the two over each other. And I backed them with the gorgeous rainbow stripe pattern paper from this collection. And I've also stuck that pattern paper to the top of my white cardstock. I've sort of torn part of it off and cut that down. And what I wanted to do was, with my watercolours, create each of the colours that are in the rainbow of the pattern paper and add splatters following down from the rainbow stripe. So this took a really long time, but the effect is absolutely beautiful. I'm so glad I took the time to do this because it looks really lovely. So yeah, I've just made each colour in turn, used some paper just to block off the other parts of the pattern paper, so that the splatters just follow on from the rainbow stripes. And I'm drying in between each one as well because I didn't want to smudge anything. And yeah, as I said, this took a really long time, but I love to play with paints and mixed media, so I was happy to do it. And I don't know how well you can see it on camera because it is really light because I've used watercolour, but in person, and hopefully you'll see it in the photos, the effect is just amazing. I did some of the splattered lines longer than others, so they're all different lengths. And yeah, it looks really pretty. So I'll just let you watch me paint the rest of the page. I was going to cut some of this out, but I thought it's quite relaxing to watch, so I hope you enjoy it. So here we go, I've done all of my splattered lines. Hopefully you can see just how pretty this looks. I didn't add gesso to the pattern paper because I didn't want the colour to move around too much. I wanted it to stay in the splatters. And yeah, I love this. I'm definitely going to do this technique again. It's worth all the time that it takes. So I've chosen my photo. It's a picture of Theo. He'd just gotten out of the bath and he was super happy, and it's nice. There's nice soft colours in this photo, so I thought it would go really well with this collection. And I'm going to slot my photo into the gap between my title. So I'm going through all of the pieces from this collection. I bought most of the collection, I believe, and I'm really happy because there are loads of florals, which is my favourite piece of ephemera to use. And I've chosen some florals and I've tried to do it so that it's almost tone on tone. Obviously the stripes of colour are really small, so I couldn't get it perfectly tone on tone, but the blue floral and green floral pieces are closer to the blue and green side, and the warmer colours, the pinks and yellows, are closer to that side, so it's sort of tone on tone. I've also lined up the stripes that are in my title with the stripes at the top of the page, so I did that deliberately, so that obviously I've got the splatters from the stripes coming down in their colour order, so I wanted the title to be in colour order as well. Hopefully I'm making sense, hopefully you can see what I'm talking about. So I've backed my photo with some white card as always, and then I've done the same thing again with this pattern paper. So I've deliberately done it so the stripes of the pattern paper follows on. I really hope you can understand what I'm saying. So I've just distressed all of the edges from my photo layers, and I'm adding some foam squares to the top half of my photo, so because the bottom half is going to be stuck flat underneath my title, which already has a million foam squares stuck to it, so yeah, I wanted the top part of the photo to pop up. I'm also adding some foam pads to the bottom edge of the torn pattern paper at the top. I only stuck the top part down with double-sided tape because I knew I wanted to add some foam squares once all of the painting was done. So yeah, this is pretty much how it's going to look with some of the florals around it as well. There's quite a large border on these florals. I don't always mind, sometimes I will trim it down, but because I've got the white border of the cut file, I think it works really well. I'm now taking off all of those foam squares that I added to the back of my cut file. I didn't film any of the cut file because you've all seen it all before. I didn't do anything exciting, I literally backed it with the pattern paper. So yeah, I can now stick that down because I know where that's going to go, and I've added those florals on the back as well, and I can stick down my photo now because that sort of has to go into that gap because I've already got the colours lining up. Yeah, I'm adding in those flowers like I said, the blue and green on the blue and green side and so on, and I think this is looking so pretty. I'm really happy with this. I love Cocoa Vanilla collections anyway because they're so soft, and they still have bright colours. It's still a colourful page, but because they're more pastel tones, it just makes me really happy. I just love how it looks. Got my sticker sheet here, so I'm just looking for anything that will work, and there's a phrase sticker that says "Together is the best place to be," so I've stuck that under my title. That's in a nice pink colour, and then I thought I needed a bit more colour on the bottom because there's a lot going on at the top of this layout and nothing on the bottom. So I've taken more of my rainbow pattern paper, and again I've cut it so that the colours line up all the way down the page. And I'm just going to distress those edges and stick those down, stick that pattern piece down. It's a really small piece of torn pattern paper, but it just adds something extra to the bottom of this page rather than it being plain white. I also stick some foam squares on the top edge of that as well. In the clear stickers, in this collection we get clear stickers as well, which I really love, and I've added a couple of the black leaf sprigs to my 2 floral clusters and really like how that's looking. That's really pretty. And I wanted to add something extra. I didn't want to overload the page because I don't want to cover up all of those splatters that I've done, because that would be pointless. But I don't know, it just needed something extra. So I'm looking through these ephemera pieces now, and then I realised that there are butterflies in all of the different colours that I've got in this pattern paper. So I pick out all of the butterflies and then line them all up again in the colour order, and I have them so that they're floating across the page. And this is just a lovely finishing touch to this page. It really adds to it without covering up too much of my watercolour or anything else that I've spent time doing. I also added a little tab to the top of my photo that says best day, and that's in the pink colours again because that's following on from the pink stripe. To stick my butterflies down, I always add foam squares on one side. I sort of fold the butterfly in half and then I stick the other side flat, so it looks as if they are fluttering over the page. And once I've stuck down these butterflies, I just write in my date, and that's my page all finished. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, thank you very much for being here. Bye guys!